Hey everyone. Whew. It's chilly over here in this part of the world. Just warming up a little bit. Hope you're having a fabulous day. I am here to kick off another month's topic of Multifaceted. This is a regular weekly live series that I come on and share all sorts of topics all around the multidimensionality of who we are and of coaching and the work that I do. And so this month is all about manifesting. Now, a couple of months ago, I talked about manifesting from a slightly different perspective. And with this month, being that there's 5 weeks in the month of November, 5 Mondays in the month of November, I am going to be sharing a 5-step manifesting process. And of course, this is something that, since it's going to be taking place over the course of a month, it's a little bit more of a slow process, of course. I know a lot of us, when we want something, we want it now. And so, of course, if you are interested in learning a little bit more of a rapid way of going through this process, you can definitely reach out to me. It's something that I love coaching on and teaching on. It's also something that we taught on, my colleague Leah and I taught on in our masterclass last December. We taught on this between Christmas and New Year's last year. And so this is a really beautiful 5-step process that you can use. And because we're going through this in a slower process, I'm going to be sharing 1 step a week. And November is a really beautiful month to work on this, especially if there's something that you're wanting to manifest that, you're really wanting to grow into. Perhaps you are just shifting your capacity, your ability to step into a new role, your ability to rise up into a new way of being in your life. So this is big manifesting. This is, not just manifesting, something that, you could easily manifest really, really quickly. This is something that we're just really putting our time into, and we are growing this over time, really allowing the desire and the manifesting to amplify over time. So as I mentioned, hey, you guys who are coming on, I'm going to be sharing the 5 steps, 1 a week, every Monday, starting right now, over the next 5 Mondays in November. And I'm really excited about this. I would love to know what it is that you're desiring to manifest in your life, or what it is that you're desiring to step into. This is really all about raising your abilities, your capabilities, calibrating to a new level, whether it's, potentially serving and supporting a larger group of people within your work. Potentially it's being able to expand in your role and your ability to really take on a larger network, whether it's your ability to just grow into a new version of yourself. So often the things that we desire in our lives, the really big things that we desire for ourselves, when we really connect to it, it's an important truth to realize is that we really need to be able to have the capacity to be able to hold these things. I've shared with you before, and we've talked about this before, where if we receive something and energetically we're not able to fully hold it, it can literally slip through our fingers, just like someone who wins a lottery and spends it all within 2 years and it's gone. So it's really all about fully being able to hold it and expand with it, this thing that you're manifesting. So if you're going to be going through this 5-week process with me, I want you to think about, something that you're desiring to manifest for yourself in your life that feels like it's a little bit of a stretch. It feels like, when you think about it, it feels attainable. It feels like something that is possible, but the thought of it might make you, a little bit nervous, but in an excited way. Something that you really desire for yourself, a shift that you desire for your life that feels expansive, that feels like in order for you to be able to hold it, that there might be an expansiveness or an experience of expanding within you that you desire to work through. And we're going to be walking through this process as we go through the 5 steps. So I'm going to be diving into step number 1 right now. And again, think about what it is that you're desiring. And we're going to get into more detail about that. You don't really even need to have anything off the top of your mind right now. But if you are desiring this expansion in whatever shape or form, just kind of try to keep that in your mind as we talk about this first part. And again, if you desire to learn this more rapidly, if you desire to be coached on this, this is something that you can reach out to me for support on. And then you don't have to wait the whole month of November. But I really like that we're doing this in kind of a slow drip process because it gives you time to really fully process what comes up for you, to really fully think about it, maybe journal on it, to actually do some of the action steps that I'm going to be sharing with you. And some of that does take a little bit of time. As I mentioned, we've taught this before 5 days in a row, and that for some people can feel overwhelming. So we're going to stretch this out, this beautiful, expansive month of November. And we're starting right now with step 1. So the step 1 in this process, in this multifaceted manifesting process is, this might not come as a surprise, to work on removing, clearing clutter from your life. And this isn't to say that every single piece of clutter needs to be removed. You can start with one space in your home. You can start with something as simple as your wallet. A lot of us like to throw, little papers and receipts in your wallet or your bag, your purse, whatever it is that you carry starts to get cluttered. And if you're wanting to manifest more income or more money flowing into you, it's really important that the things that you use to house your money, the things that you use to house your cash, your cards, whatever it is, are decluttered, and that they're also, a really beautiful vibration, right? They feel good when you have them. My puppy just picked up a tennis ball and she's bouncing it around. Hang on a second. Okay, I might have to wait till she comes back again. Apologies, I'm usually pretty good at making sure she doesn't have toys sitting around, and I missed the tennis ball. So you will probably hear a tennis ball bouncing in the background unless she brings it back to me. Okay, back to what I was sharing about. We are talking about starting to move the energy. That's the whole purpose of this. That's the purpose of decluttering. And again, this isn't from a place of perfection, that you have to have a perfectly clear and clean everything in your experience. Just start somewhere. And so I was talking about your wallet, your bag, your car. Your vehicle is a really good one. It's a place where we spend a lot of time. If you are now working from home more and you're not in your vehicle as much, just with everything going on in the world, then maybe it's your home office. Pick a place that it would really make a difference for you, but that it also isn't, going to put you into more overwhelm or stress or perfectionism. So we want to make sure that this is also a pleasurable experience. Same thing, like if you have that experience of desiring to upgrade your wallet, upgrade your bag in a way that again feels really expensive, that's something that you can do as well. We're just moving the energy. We're just starting to get things out of stagnation. Another really great place to declutter is your desktop. If you have a desktop on your computer where that can just get completely cluttered with files, just pick one thing, or, you know, a couple of things. As I mentioned, we're going to be going through this 1 week at a time. So there is a whole week to find some time that works for you so that you can actually start with this step one. And again, the purpose of it, this kind of step one moment, is to just really start to not only open up space. Again, we're talking about expanding. We're talking about, you know, just really energetically starting to shift. We're actually starting to move the energy as we do this as well. And if you happen to be an empath or highly sensitive, you also know that you're impacted by stuff sitting around, you know, all of the things. And if you live with other people, if you have young children in your home, my daughter, I learned from one of my daughters, I learned from my beautiful astrologer friend that she is, just by her sign and her personality type, she's a natural collector, which I can imagine the kind of like the maybe more on the extreme side of that could actually, you know, put her into a, you know, almost like a little mini hoarder, right? And a lot of children are like this. And I, you know, I can often get into this state as well with my children's artwork. Like that's something that has such sentimental value to me. But my daughter, who also is, you know, a collector, I think is a bit more of a positive word. She's very particular about her toys and her things and her belongings. And, you know, even for me to go through and do a purge, I've got to be really careful that I don't accidentally declutter something that she's going to then remember and start looking for. So she also is a generator. That's her human design, for those of you that know about human design, which means that she will, means a lot of things, but she actually literally generates lots and lots of pieces of artwork. And it's beautiful. I'll be working in the kitchen, I'll be cooking, and she'll be off under a table. She'll often, when it's a surprise, go sit under a table to create something for me, which is so magical and beautiful. And then she'll come into the kitchen with it hidden behind her back and she'll present it to me. And it's a really special moment, you know, because I'm cooking, I'm making dinner, and I know she's happy and she's enjoying herself and having a good time. And she brings me this beautiful artwork. And we actually have an art wall in our kitchen where we display a lot of my girls' artwork. Both of my girls are very talented and creative artistically. You know, but if I kept everything, if I kept every single thing that they created, my home would be full. And so it is something, you know, a lot of us parents need to also work on that sentimentality of those things, because, you know, I think we're very aware that experience of them in their childhood and these moments where they are, you know, sitting under a table creating a beautiful drawing of me or of her or of something really incredible in her experience, like that's a moment that will not last, right? She's going to grow up and she's going to go on hopefully creating all sorts of other beautiful things, but these moments are fleeting, so we can feel really sentimental. So it's also, as you're going through this decluttering process, just being aware that some of this might be emotional for you. As you move the energy, you might be stirring up things. You might find there are certain things that are harder to let go of. And again, I'm not suggesting that you go and declutter and throw out all of you know, these things that I'm talking about, but it's finding ways to, you know, preserve that magic in a way that, you know, doesn't create more clutter in your life. So that could mean keeping digital files. That could mean just keeping the really special ones. What I tend to do as these beautiful pieces of artwork pile up is I keep them, I collect them in, you know, like a plastic bag. I have multiple bags of them that I do need to kind of go through over time and clear out so that we're not piling up, we don't have all of these papers lying around. And so it's also, you know, just finding a way that works for you. But as I mentioned, within this week, it's a little bit more of an active process. So you're choosing a space write down in the comments, maybe let me know what area you've decided that you're going to declutter. And again, as I mentioned, it could be something as small as your bag, it could be your car, it could be your home office, it could be a closet, the junk drawer, the junk closet, whatever it is that you feel like would really energetically make a difference. And then be really gentle with yourself throughout the process. Do it from a place of pleasure, put on music you love, make sure you're, well fed and well hydrated, and that you are looking after yourself. If the emotions come up, sit with them, really give them a chance to breathe and so that you can really understand what it is that's coming up for you. And then if you have time between now and our next Monday when I share step 2, keep going. Continue to allow the energy to flow, allow yourself to clear out more and more from your space so that you are able to go through the next 4 steps, which are so much more about creating and receiving and getting really, really clear on what it is that you're manifesting. So we're going to be working on that in the following weeks as well. So thrilled and excited to be sharing this information, and would love to hear what it is that you're working on. If this is inspiring something within you, if you're excited about this process. So, definitely if you're wanting to follow along with these 5 weeks, just remember that I will be on here 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time every Monday to share each step. If you are, as I mentioned earlier, wanting to learn more about this process a little bit more quickly, this is something that I teach on. So you can definitely reach out to me and we can look at setting up potential sessions on how you can powerfully manifest within your life, how you can get clarity on what it is that you desire, how you can look at this whole concept of expansion and your capacity to be able to hold what it is that you're desiring within your life. So we can talk more about that. And there's a few other things that I wanted to share before I wrap up today. And again, if you're watching this, if you have any questions, if there's anything that you feel like you need a little bit more support on or information on, and if you want to just share along with this, put that in the comments. You can also reach out to me. So I just wanted to share a couple of other exciting things that are happening this week. Today at 3:33 Mountain Standard Time, myself and 4 other co-creators of the beautiful Lucky Witch program, we are kicking off our prosperity party starting today at 3:33. If you are interested, if you've been watching our stories and kind of been considering joining this program, we officially start next week, but this is the opening ceremony this week and the prosperity party. And it's something that we're just really so thrilled and excited. It was originally created by my dear friend, astrologer Sonia Rose. And we also have Cassandra Finch, Teresa Brennan, and Jenna Madden. Four incredibly talented women coming together, well, myself included. So 5 women coming together, bringing our areas of expertise and magic in the areas of human design, astrology, cosmic branding, Reiki, master healing, sacred business. And we're working together to teach on the 13 initiations. We are going through several astrological cycles, and it's just going to be a really beautiful 3-month container. So we're starting this today. And if you go to my Instagram page, you can read more about that and you can find the link. It's at chelsea.frederick. You can find the spelling of my name on my Facebook page. Just don't forget the dot in the middle. And we also released pricing today, new pricing on our program. So we had the original price, the final price at $967 for the 3-month program, which is incredible price to receive all that you're going to receive from the 5 of us. And also there is, I think, a few options for payment plan, and there's also an option to bring a friend. So if you have someone who's really into this as well and they want to learn with you, it's a really beautiful experience for you to go through it together. So you can bring a friend and then you receive a discount as well. So again, all of that is on, you'll see the Lucky Witch post on my Instagram page, which is at chelsea.frederick. The other thing that I wanted to share about that I'm very, very excited about, that's going to be happening tomorrow in my free Facebook group, which is the Comeback Queen. I'm going to be teaching on the process, the steps, and the activation that I went through over the last couple of years to shift from being a stressed out solo mama driving a school bus to running a thriving coaching business, working 3 days a week. So if you are interested in how I did that and how I maintain the wellness, the energetics, the mindset, the strategy, all that's involved in that, I'm going to be talking about this in my group tomorrow, and that's going to be also at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you're already in the Comeback Queen, you'll find the post if you want to be invited so that you can be notified when I go live. You can message me, you can comment on the post. If you need to be added to the group, if you'd like to join it, then just comment below here, send me a message, and I can send you an invite to the group. But this is something that I'm really excited to share on. There's definitely a lot of manifesting that went on in this process, but it's a lot more than that as well. You know, really working on mindset, working on healing, learning how to really get clear on my desires, and to also get clear on how my subconscious mind was sabotaging a lot of this. And so there was a whole piece that really I needed to look at so that I could finally step into, again, from the concepts of what I was talking about earlier, to actually be able to hold this new level of where my business is now. And to be able to understand that as I desire to expand, I have my ambitions and goals and dreams for how I would love my business to continue to grow. And so there's this ever expanding process that happens there, and really understanding the energetics of this and our ability to hold larger and larger amounts of clients, larger income, and also, you know, eventually to be able to manage a team, all of those things that we need to be continuously shifting and evolving into if you are running your own business, whether it's coaching or something else. So I'm going to be sharing on that tomorrow in the Comeback Queen at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I look forward to that, as well as seeing you here next week for step 2 in this slow burn manifestation process that the month of November will be for the Multifaceted program. Every week, every Monday, right here, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you're following along, let me know in the comments. Reach out to me if you have questions, and I will see you again here next week. Bye.